TNA, October 13th, 2011. Now, I gotta give it to TNA. They have actually been building this pay-per-view up pretty damn well. Even though a lot of the matches I kind of don't care all that much for, they're building them up pretty nicely. So for this review, I'm going to go through predictions and what happened on the actual show between the match that I'm predicting. So let's get started. For the TNA Knockouts Championship match, I'm really pulling for Velvet Sky in this one. Even though a lot of people really don't want her to win just based off the fact that she's not a great wrestler. Let's face it, we've had much worse in the past, including Madison Rayne, who is also in this match. They could definitely do a lot worse than Velvet Sky. I mean, it's like I said last time, if wrestlers were only champions because of their wrestling ability, 90% of the people that have been champions before would have never been world champions. Oh, and a real quick note here. What the hell is wrong with this stupid fucking cameraman, this stupid goddamn motherfucking what the fuck? Seriously, what the hell's wrong with this stupid cameraman for the second straight week in a row? Karen was pretty much focusing this whole thing on Velvet Sky. It was all revolving about Velvet Sky, not Winter, the actual champion. And doesn't this suck? This is the second straight championship reign that Winter's gonna have where she does absolutely nothing before she loses the championship. Also, it's funny how at the same time that Kelly is going psycho crazy, they're also trying to make Velvet Sky more intense, and it is just funny. Though I think Velvet Sky can pull it off a million times better. The hell, a freaking Rock can pull off a psychotic, more intense character than Kelly can. So yeah, the way this was focused on Velvet kind of shows that, yeah, she's winning, but how is that big of a problem? I mean, like, you're still going to have to see her wrestle. It's not like it makes a difference whether she has the championship or not. Rob Van Dam versus Jerry Lynn. I'm going to go with Rob Van Dam for this one. I kind of don't like Jerry Lynn. I don't know why. There's just something about him that I really don't like. And their hype for the match this week, it was pretty much just being in a tag team match. And Rob Van Dam wasn't even the one that got the pinfall over the person that he was feuding with. X Division Championship match. Austin Aries taking on the Brian Kendrick. I'm hoping Austin Aries picks up the win because Brian Kendrick really wasn't a good champion. Austin Aries seems like someone that the longer he holds that belt, the more he could bring prestige up to it. Kind of like what Cody Rhodes doing with the Intercontinental Championship right now. So I'm hoping Austin Aries picks up the win. Their hype for this match was the same as Jerry Lynn versus Rob Van Dam. They pretty much just had a tag team match. And I'm kind of wondering, how come Randy Orton is the only new X Division guy that's being featured in the X Division? It's been just like him and Kid Cash. They're the only two people that they put any attention on in the new X Division. Out of all the guys that they just signed, the only guys we see are Kid Cash and Randy Orton. Falls Count Anywhere, Mr. Anderson versus Bully Ray. I'm going to go with, hopefully, Mr. Anderson. Bully Ray probably will be the one to pick up the victory. Now, the match Mr. Anderson had was weird. First off, why is Bully Ray the special enforcer? Why couldn't he have just been a manager for Scott Steiner? That was just weird. Secondly, does the crowd even say Mr. Anderson along with him anymore? Either they don't do that anymore, or they do and the canned cheers just override it. I'm guessing TNA has a no disqualification rule now because there was a low blow, there was an interference, there was weapons being used, and throughout all that, the referee still decided to make the pinfall. No disqualifications. I kind of wonder sometimes if TNA does this type of stuff on purpose. I don't know, but Abyss basically got turned on by Immortal on the last show before the pay-per-view, and then for some reason, even though Abyss wanted to cost Mr. Anderson the match, he still ends up trying to help him and getting destroyed by Bully Ray. I Quit match. AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels. I'm definitely going to go with AJ Styles for this one because if Christopher Daniels wins, then they're going to have to drag the rivalry out for even longer. And I don't think they're going to do that. The Immortal battles the Icon. Hulk Hogan, Sting. I'm going to go with Sting just because Hulk Hogan just randomly threw in that stipulation like, if I don't win, then I hand the company back to Dixie Carter. Just a random stipulation that he said out of nowhere, so I'm going with Sting for that one. But I'm expecting this to be a 5-star classic that everyone is going to talk about for years to come. Raw Tag Team Championship, Mexican America Inc. I'm going to go with Mexican America for this one. I don't think Inc. is going to win this. The hype we got for this match was pretty much a brawl like usual Mexican America type stuff. I really don't know who that is, but I'm pretty sure the internet has been making a big deal about this person. But some chick with a mohawk completely coming out, and I guess she's going to be the equalizer to the Mexa chicks. This actually makes me a lot more interested in this rivalry. I don't know why. It's just like the addition of someone new to this makes me more interested in the rivalry and makes me more interested in the match. And it kind of makes me think maybe Inc. does stand a chance of winning. Bobby Roode versus Kurt Angle. Just to be different from everyone, I'm going to say Kurt Angle's winning. Just because I don't believe TNA really can follow up on things. TNA is known to do a lot of stupid things when they have something good. So I'm just going to be different and say Kurt Angle is going to win the match. Now, the hype we got for this, they've actually been making Bobby Roode look like a main event type guy as of late. Opening the show every week, cutting promos against Kurt Angle. And a lot of people didn't really understand why Kurt Angle helped Bobby Roode last week. Gee, maybe it's because he wants James Storm to not trust Bobby Roode by making him think he's in an alliance with him. But the way this rivalry played out, we had Bobby Roode have a pretty good match with Gunner and Jeff Jarrett. Then afterwards, of course, we have the Immortal all fighting each other and everyone beating up everyone. And then Jeff Hardy, that's right, Jeff Hardy once again being a part of the center of the main event, just like I predicted. Predictable TNA pushing Jeff Hardy right to the top, not even having him have to work his way back up. No, he's going straight to the main event. So right after Bound for Glory, Jeff Hardy is immediately going to go into the championship picture and immediately probably going to challenge for #1 contender or be in the main event pay-per-view championship match right after that. Start a feud maybe with Kurt Angle or Bobby Roode, whoever's champion. We'll end up seeing that. That's predictable TNA right there. So yeah, that's that episode. This has been MTO's MTO More Reviews, yada yada yada, blah blah blah, the end.